And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer.
Howdy folks, I'm Darren. Welcome to 8th Day Chronicles here at Cross Timbers Farm. Glad to have you with us on this gorgeous day the Lord hath made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. Very happy today to have a guest with us on our channel. Today we are doing a collaboration from farms. Our good friends at Chigger Hill Adventures, Mr. Tom and Mrs. Sally, they are into small scale hay equipment just like we are. And they own a farm in Arkansas, and they bale with a small round baler like we do and use small scale hay equipment. I'm not sure exact acreage that they cut hay on. I think it's somewhere, Tom told me once, 6 or 7 acres, something like that. Great folks, and we're glad to have them on our channel today. No, they're not here physically on our farm. I wish they were. But they are at their farm in Arkansas doing hay this week. They have cut and raked and baling their hay, and they have graciously sent me some footage so we can virtually be on the channel together. So welcome Tom and Sally. Glad to have y'all with us. And viewers, welcome them. If you haven't checked out their channel, they got a small channel on YouTube called Chigger Hill Adventures. Check them out. They're good folks. They're going to be sharing footage with us, and I'm going to be switching some between what's going on here at Cross Timbers Farm and what's going on at Chigger Hill Adventures.
Welcome to Chigger Hill Adventures. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm Tom.
I'm Sally.
And we're the proprietors up here at Chigger Hill Adventures. We're in north central Arkansas. We have 30 acres. 7 of it is in pasture land that you can see behind us. And all we do is cut hay off of it. We don't have any critters of our own. And hay is basically what we do. So what have we been up to today, Sal?
You've been raking for hours trying to get the hay turned over so it'll dry so you can bale it tomorrow.
Yep. So tomorrow, stay tuned, and we'll have some more video of us baling hay tomorrow. But anyway, back to y'all. See ya.
Boy, has it been a good week so far. We got hay down, as you can see behind me. We cut this hay on Monday about 1 p.m. That's when we started. And it's now Wednesday about 2 p.m. We're getting ready to ted our hay. And we cut on Monday, and we tedded this hay Monday evening. Bear in mind, this is first cut hay, steamy hay. Anytime usually in your first cut of the year in late spring, early summer, your hay grasses are going to be in the reproductive stage. Hence, they're going to be stems in the hay. That's part of the reproductive system of these grasses. And we are dealing primarily with orchard, fescue, and timothy. So it's going to be steamy on your first cut, but you can still make good first cut hay. I don't know how many people I've heard over the years talking about buying hay, and you mention, well, it's first cut hay, and they go, I don't want no first cut hay. It's the nutritional value of it's no good. It's too fibrous, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it can be. If someone did not take the time with their hay to cut it at a good stem to leaf ratio before it over matured with a good stem to leaf ratio, and then on first cut hay that is steamy, this is my opinion, ted. That's where a tedder is the MVP of the hay field. I think it is at all times. When you study stomatal openings and hay nutrients and when does it lose those nutrients after you cut it, the respiratory, when it is respiring, how does it go about losing more than it should, and getting this hay spread out into the sunlight within, personal opinion, 12 hours, but they say you can go up to 24 and still be good. Sooner the better though. If you take care with first cut hay, yes, you're going to have some fibrous material from the stem. That's unavoidable. But you can still make high quality hay in for first cut. Now we're comparing apples to apples here. We're not comparing first cut to second or third when it's more leafy vegetable matter that's pretty high, nutritious and all that stuff. You can still make good hay on first cut. It might not be as good, but you can still make good hay that your animals will eat and they will like it. Getting good hay in the premium category is proper moisture content of your hay. And there's a lot of ways you can check moisture level in your hay. Modern technology, we have hay moisture meters. I own one, an Agri-Tronics HT Pro Bale probe. There's Baler mounted moisture meters. There's lots of different ways you can check your moisture. There's windrow testers and all that stuff. However, I'm telling you, the old timers knew what they were doing. Before all this technology, we had farmers that come out in their fields and they worked day after day after day. They were in tune with their land, they were in tune with their crops. They knew what they were doing because they had so much sweat equity and manual labor in that hay, cutting it with horse-drawn sickle bars and pulling a hay wagon with a team of mules and all. I mean, man, those old timers, and the term old timers, when I say that, that's used in a very respectful manner. Where I come from, the term old timers is respectful, respecting your elders. They knew what they were doing, and we can learn from them. They done usually the ones I've been around talked about the twist test. They would do the twist test on hay to know if it was ready or not. I've got a crow that's just pitching a fit. The twist test is, in my opinion, still as good now as ever. The new technology is good, don't get me wrong. But when it comes time to decide whether to bale, man, that twist test is usually spot on. This hay is 2-day hay. We cut it on a Monday, tedded it Monday evening. Yesterday, Tuesday, we tedded it about noon, and then I tedded it again about 4:30 p.m. And we tedded it pretty hard, kicking it to condition it, those stems. And we're fixing to ted it again here in a few minutes. First cut hay. I won't ted second or third cut this much unless I've got some really heavy spots or it's rained on it or something like that. Usually with second or third cut, you can ted it once, maybe twice, and you're good. Twice is usually what we do. And ted it that second time pretty gentle. But first cut, when you got all these stems, man, I let it rip. I let those tines turn. My ground speed may not be that fast on the tractor, but I let those tines really turn. Usually for the first 2 days. And if I have to ted any after that, 2 days worth, I'll start slowing those baskets down so it's not kicking it so hard. There's a couple of ways you can tell if your hay's ready to bale, besides a moisture meter. And let's talk about that. Okay, folks, we're gonna check our hay to see if this hay's ready. And I know it's not. We've only had 2 days. But this is a good way to know, because we know this hay's not, but I can show you what it looks like when it's not ready to bale. In a couple days, when it is ready, I can show you that. I'm gonna walk over here just randomly and pick up some hay. Just at a random spot. Yeah, it looks good right there. Okay, there's some orchard seed heads. Okay, you can see about how much I got. Okay. First thing, look at the color. Does it have that olive green kind of huey, bluish hue looking. You know what I'm talking about. It's drying down. It's still got good color, but it's not vibrant green anymore. How does it look? Okay, that's one of the numbers of this equation. 2 and 1 does not equal 4. This is only part of it. Okay, the color's pretty good, maybe still a little too green. Okay, but now we're going to twist test it. We're going to take this hay, just like that, and we're going to double it over. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to take it when it's doubled over, and I'm going to twist it. Okay, it should spring right back out, just like a spring. It did a little, but not much. When we bale, I'll show you, it'll really spring right back out. Okay, where I twisted it and folded over its top, it should have broke if it's ready. That didn't. You can see a few of them broke, but the majority did not break. That's an indication this is not ready. Okay, I'm gonna grab some more. Just randomly over here to another place. Okay. Now we're going to do the old bicycle pedal, which this is like pedaling a bicycle. We're going to get another handful of hay, and we're going to start pedaling. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, if it didn't break within about 4 or 5, some of it did at 10 twists. It should have broke if it was ready by 4 or 5 at the most, 5 at the very most. That didn't break. A few of them did, not many. Those are very viable, old-time methods to know if your hay's ready to bale, and they work. In a couple days, we'll do this test again before we start baling, so you can see the difference. Oh, before we start tedding hay, let's go see what's happening out at Chigger Hill Adventures.
Hey Darren, out here checking our hay, looking at it. Wind's nice, and I don't know if you can see that wind blowing through there. So we're checking our hay, seeing if it's ready. I don't really believe it is. Checks I do is the color of it. It's kind of a blue-green. There's some right there that's still relatively green, especially at the stem end. Feel of it in my hands. Give it a good twist, listen to it. Yeah, it's close, but it's not ready. But anyhow, we'll keep an eye on it. It is 12 o'clock right now. Probably about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I'll check it again. It may need rolled over again since I don't have a tedder. But anyway, we're getting close, and that's how we check our hay. Once we get a bale, we have a moisture meter and we'll check it. Been my opinion and my experience that if you bale this, even though it might right at the front be 20 or 25%, that's what I would say this is, just by feel. That if we baled it, that's what our moisture would be. But that's what contributes to bale sweat, like Darren was talking about just the other day, that this green hay, although we just sweat it out, and the next thing you know, you've got mold or mildew inside your hay. It's best if you've got the time to just leave it alone. If you have a tedder, we would have tedded it Saturday, and we would probably be baling today. Today's Monday. And but because we don't have a tedder, we're just having to roll it over with the hay rake, and probably about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, something like that, I'll roll this over and let it set. And then tomorrow, probably starting about noon, we'll get busy baling this up. Anyhow, all right, well, back to you, Darren.
It looks like Tom Sally's hard at it. Y'all are workers.
This Tom
And Sally.
for those of y'all who don't know who we are. And anyway, we're out here. This is kind of day 2 of us doing our first cut of hay. We've probably done 150 bales, maybe-ish.
Yeah.
Ish, who knows. The little baler done a fairly good job up until we hit them tall stems. Man, it don't like those tall stems. It's getting plugged up and everything. It's just not being very cooperative right now. But the wind, I don't know if you can hear the wind blowing in the microphone or not, but it's windy. It's going to rain tonight, overnight, sometime in the morning, and possibly tomorrow during the day. Whatever we don't get picked up today, you'll probably get wet.
Probably so.
But we're going to get some of it up, but there's going to be a bunch of it that's probably going to get pushed over to the edge. Yeah. We just we didn't anticipate the baler not cooperating when it comes to the stems, the long stems. The pickup head on the front of it picks them up and then it wraps them around it and it gets bogged up, and then you have to stop, dig it out, and loses about 10 minutes while you're doing that. But it's just part of it that we didn't anticipate with the overgrowth of the orchard grass.
Just awful timing this year with all the rain we've had, and the grass grew like crazy because of the rain, but we couldn't cut because of the rain, and it's just been one thing and then another. Our tedder's still not here.
Yeah, the V-rake makes one size windrow, and that's the size it makes, regardless of how thick or thin the grass is, and that's a disadvantage. If we could thin these windrows out to about half of what they are, we would stand a chance of getting them in the barn. But we're running out of time. We're going to bale what we can, hate what we lose.
Pick up what we can.
Pick up what we can, get it in the barn. These little round bales are, I guess you'd call them weather resistant. You can't leave them outside, but a little bit of rain on them won't really hurt them. Or if they get, just a little damp, but they're not for outside storage. Not like they are. You might be able to TP them up and then tarp them and keep them outside, but we hadn't had very good luck with that either, have we? Anyway, I hope Darren's having a better day than we are. One thing we did want to show is we're going to show you how our gathering wheels work. We've had more questions about that than anything else that we've done up here, is what about them gathering wheels? Well, we bought those when Tractor Tools Direct was selling them. We were probably the first customer kind of to get them and test them. Well, they're not a direct bolt on to your baler. You have to home make some brackets, and you're going to have to do some welding on your machine. And Tractor Tools Direct was not willing to keep selling them with those two caveats, because if you just bolt them on and try to use them, you're going to tear your machine up. You've got to make some stiffeners and put on them. All right, here we are. Now, as this machine comes, this plate is all that you have. I had to build this stiffener right here, this stiffener right here. Well, actually, this one here comes with the gathering wheels. Now, so this one comes when you buy the gathering wheels. If you just bolt those gathering wheels on without making this stiffener, it will not work. As a matter of fact, it broke on me up in here. It broke that loose the first time I used it. So I made this stiffener, welded it on. Oops, sorry about that. I welded it on to my machine right here. I put bolts in it and welded it. And then I put bolts in here to stiffen that right there. Pulls, when it's working, it pulls it back like this. So you want your stiffener on this side of it. Well, all right, that's how our gathering wheels work. Right there at the end of that video, you can kind of see where those long stems plug that entryway up on that little baler. And that's what we've been fighting with all day. If we'd have known it was going to be that bad, I'd have took a bush hog and I'd have clipped them stems before we baled it. But anyway, next time we won't have that trouble because we got a new tedder coming and a new rake. So we'll be able to custom make our own windrows and all that kind of stuff. Should be better.
Hopefully it'll be better because we're losing a whole lot of hay.
We're losing all that you can see behind me, which is probably half of the hay we've produced this year, is going to be raked over into the woods. Just simply because we can't, we don't have enough time. We've got to get in what we've already baled, and that's just me and Sally, you know. So here it is. Here we go. Anyhow, I'm going to say thanks to Darren for the opportunity to do this little video with him, and I hope you and Susan have a great day, and we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Thank you, Tom and Sally at Chigger Hill Adventures, for being with us on the channel today. We really appreciate the footage you shared with us here on our channel, and y'all are a blessing to us, and we really appreciate you. And folks, check out their channel when you get a few spare moments. You'll get a blessing from it, and we cherish friendships with other farmers and those of like mind, and I really appreciate them. Thank you again, Tom and Sally, for sharing your day working in the hay with us, or days. We really appreciate that, and I'm sure everyone out there has enjoyed watching it as well. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys. Okay, we've tedded the hay. It's coming along really nicely, if the weather will hold. You know, that's always the case when you're farming. Weather's, you don't want to say everything, but it's a lot of it. And it's something you as a person and a farmer, you can't control. Thanks for being with us on this tedding day. We're 2 days in on our hay dry down, and don't dismiss the old-fashioned ways of doing things. I'm telling you, those old farmers, and lots of times I call them old timers, and do not mistake that for a slang term. When I say old timers, that means they have my utmost respect. They're my elders. And that's just a common term where I'm from. That's meant no disrespect, so I mean it no disrespect. Not there yet. Pull it pretty hard. It's not there yet, but it's getting there. We're on day 2. Of course, I didn't expect it to be, but I wanted to show you kind of what it looks like when it's not ready. Hay's looking good for day number 2. Really good. We've had nice sun. We've had a breeze. I think we're down in the hayfield for today. It's just a matter of waiting. And we'll be back with you when we rake and bale. I pray God blesses you and your family, and I pray y'all have a fantastic day.